Hello. Welcome to Social Speak Network's podcast. I am your host, Amber Irwin. Today we're going to be covering 6 successful healthcare marketing campaigns that may be able to inspire you to create a new marketing campaign for your practice. The first one I want to talk to you guys about is Johnson & Johnson. Back in 2002, there was actually a shortage of nurses. Nurses are one of the most dedicated professions out there. They work long shifts, they deal with a lot of people, and they always have the ups and downs of everyone else's lives. So when there was that shortage, Johnson & Johnson created this campaign for nursing's future. So they wanted to create a group of professionals who tirelessly lend love and support to their patients and really wanted to give them that support that they needed that the nurses were giving to everyone else. And so it went public and people started becoming more and more aware of what Johnson & Johnson were doing and this campaign. And so now it's become, being able to educate nurses, give them a ton of different donations of where nurses are supporting the community, really an educational platform, a community that Johnson & Johnson has built for the nursing profession to really be able to provide them value. So on here, you'll see, there's personal stories, different ways that Johnson & Johnson's caring and giving back to the community. They're like where they've come from. And so this is really, this is a campaign that's been around for a long time, 15 years, and which is amazing for something to last and still going strong 15 years later. This is huge. And really it's because of their why. They saw a shortage in something. They saw an area where they can give back and be more than just a product company and really give back to their why, which was nurses, and be able to provide a community for them. So that is huge. The next one I want to talk to you guys about is the Dana-Farber and Brigham Women's Cancer Center. And this is what they have created here is really a slogan about, right now you may have cancer, but what your cancer doesn't know is you have us. So it's really about talking to the patient as an individual and helping them understand the journey and what they are going to need to overcome, what is ahead of them. Cancer, that C word, is a very scary thing, regardless of what type of cancer it is. So what they have been able to do is really play off of that relationship and that story and educating their patients on what's going to work best for them. So it's to help them empower patients who are dealing with cancer and what does their future look like? So that slogan, right now you may have cancer, but what your cancer doesn't know is you have us. That shows the patient like they care about me. So you can see on their homepage, it's you have us. You're not in this alone. We are here to help you every step of the way. And to me, that gives me the chill bumps. That really connects with, especially as a woman. So this connects with me. And so this campaign that they have created and this slogan, it's so simple. You have us. And those 3 words have gone viral with them because people are, they trust them. They're creating that relationship with them. And so what they've been able to do is provide that support. So that's a huge just moment of, okay, I'm not alone. I have this practice behind me. I can do this. They're empowering their patients and guiding them through this journey of having cancer. So that is amazing. The next one is an interesting blog. So the Arkansas Children's Hospital wrote this blog and it is 100 Deadliest Days for Kids. Now, this blog was published back in 2014, and the hashtag 100 Deadliest Days, this thing spread like wildfire because 100, just the title, 100 Deadliest Days for Kids. Oh my goodness, like what is it? So this was the doctor writing about, through Labor Day marks a time when kids are most likely to be injured, whether that was a broken bone, they were sick, accidents happen, or worst case scenario, they unfortunately had seen the most children's deaths within this time frame. So this was written, in June of 2014, and this is something that the Arkansas Children's Hospital has been able to incorporate into their digital marketing, and something that they're constantly, sharing and reminding people. It gave a purpose to raise awareness to the dangerous time period of Memorial Day to Labor Day. They wanted to make sure, that parents knew the risks and what children were facing within that time. You have to think that's obviously the summer, you're traveling, sports, being outside. This is also unfortunately where you see kids being left in cars. So this is where, Arkansas Children's Hospital really wanted to bring that information to their audience and let people, be more aware of this summer season is a time to really pay attention to these safety tips and make sure that your children are okay. So one thing that they could do each year is they could come in here and they could update this blog post, so it's always showing new. And you'll see that a lot with especially with the digital marketing, HubSpot, CoSchedule, Social Media Today. They'll write a blog that, was a few years old, and then they'll say updated as of a certain date. Because this article was such a powerful piece for their digital marketing, I would just take it a step further and update it, make sure that the information is still correct. Maybe if there are stats in here, you want to make sure that those stats are still relevant to today's date. But this campaign for them was a huge success on such a sad, touchy subject. So education is really important for your digital marketing, and a blog post just like this can become its own digital marketing campaign. So the next one is going to be United Healthcare, We Dare You campaign. And many healthcare providers encourage their audience to adopt healthy habits, but United Healthcare took it a step further by adding in a social media element to their campaign. This was an award-winning campaign, by the way. This is an example of a wellness campaign in action. Each month, there were new fun challenges, quizzes that were aimed at encouraging their followers to take the first step to a healthier lifestyle, and then document it on social media. So one really cool thing about this campaign is when you tie in your social media and your audience, people love to show off what they're doing, and especially if you challenge them. Challenges are great for social media, especially in the health and wellness industry, because they want to show you, like, this is what I'm doing. This is how, I've improved my life. This is, my recipe. This is how I'm staying active. And so the fact that they not only gave quizzes and created their own challenges, but then they wanted their audience to share with them. And so this was one of the most successful healthcare marketing campaigns, and it won 8 awards, 2 healthcare advertising awards, and that is just like amazing, along with a few other awards. But this is something to really think outside the box. Now, this is a big company. United Healthcare is huge. We know that. But thinking of what your practice can do on a smaller scale. And we always say it's not the quantity of likes you have, it's the quality. So if you have let's say 2,000 likes. And of those 2,000 likes, you're getting between 600 and 800 people engaging on a monthly basis. That's your loyal fan base. Take advantage of that loyal fan base and ask them, to submit photos. Maybe you do a recipe competition and you're looking for the best paleo recipe, the best keto recipe, the best gluten-free recipe. Maybe, within your practice, you're talking to your patients about these different types of a healthy lifestyle, and you can tie in that, those conversations and those topics into your social media. So it marries the offline and the online together. So this was a great, great campaign. I love being able to see how many people were a part of it, all the awards that United Healthcare won, but it just makes you think, okay, let's think outside the box. The next one is the Carline Clinic. And they did a campaign that was all about hashtag yes ma'am, MAMM. And this was all about their saying yes to mammograms. So they wanted to make sure that women were taking care of their bodies, making sure that they were getting the annual mammograms or the every 3-year mammograms based on what their doctor had said. They also provided screenings at that location throughout Western Virginia. So this is, again, something where they're saying, this is what we want to help you with. Here's how we're going to help you. This is what we believe in. This is what we want. And so they had, let me pull up their Facebook page. They, this was their campaign, was this hashtag, yes ma'am, MAMM, for mammograms. And the goal of the campaign was just really to raise awareness about breast cancer and the need for early detection, to educate their audience, to really just understand how important it is for that preventative, for that checking and making sure that you are doing the right things and how to do the right things, etc. So this was a great campaign. I love being able to brand something that is to your target market that they can relate with. So that was huge. And it's catchy. Yes, ma'am. That's what people want to see. The last one is the New York Presbyterian Hospital. Their campaign was all about the patients and children's stories. And nothing can sell a company better than patient testimonials, the stories behind the people that you serve, that you've helped. And, that storytelling is such a big piece with digital marketing and marketing in general. I mean, this is why you see so many testimonials for info commercials. It's those personal stories. It's that, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I dealt with that, or they're just like me, or I'm not the only one. Whatever that is in our heads that's playing, being able to have patient stories is a huge piece of your digital marketing. And so what they've done is they created a whole campaign showcasing raw stories on how the doctors and nurses had helped their patients, both adults and children. And the results, something even more, what the patients were dealing with, whether that was drugs, car accidents, sickness. They were able to tell their story, share how their experience was with New York Presbyterian Hospital, how the doctors helped them, and then what the result was. So because they came here, how was their life changed? And that's the biggest thing is, they want to know what's that end goal. And this shines such a positive light with their audience. And they actually have like patients for adult stories and then also children's stories. So they took it a step further to showcase what children are dealing with as well and how they've been able to help them. So they have on their website to share your stories that will, your experience. They want to be able to shed that positive light and really be able to help other patients that are struggling with similar things. So raw stories is just such an important piece. And I wish that companies did more of this. And I know it's something it's a hard thing to do. One, you have to orchestrate that, is it going to be a written testimonial or story? Is it going to be video? And if it's going to be video, do people want to be on video? Do people want to share their story? And so you have to be able to look at who your target market is, what your patients are going through, how has their life changed since they've been seeing you and being able to better their life. I feel like more and more people now are more willing to share their story to help others because they see the greater good. So as you're putting together or thinking of these campaigns that you want to put together, think of these 6 examples and be able to maybe pick and pull from different ones, different ideas that you've liked, and really be able to look at your practice as a whole and how are you helping your clients? What are they struggling with? What are their needs? And being able to put a campaign together for your digital marketing to attract more people into your practice that you can help. Because at the end of the day, that's all why we're in business, because we want to help more people. We want to help the greater good. That's our why. So how do we reach them? And that's the amazing thing with digital marketing. There's so many different ways that we can do this. So if you need help and you are just struggling with creating a good campaign or want to run some ideas past us, please head on over to socialspeaknetwork.com. Schedule a free 30-minute consultation. We love to be able to brainstorm ideas and figure out what's the best route for you and your practice and be able to provide that feedback. Sometimes it's just nice to have a listening ear on this is what our practice is thinking. Does it make sense? Do you think it would work? So again, Social Speak Network, free consultation. And until next time, please subscribe on iTunes or on Podbean. Have a great day.